It got to a point in time, catfish was declining in Ghana, and it's a delicacy people really love. So the thought of adding another income to my salary, yes, was go into farming. And as someone who asks, why catfish farming? I before I started with the catfish farming, I contacted one officer at the fisheries department. He's called Kenneth Lutrot, Uncle Kenneth Lutrot. So he's the one who took us through that of who gave us the chance to study both catfish and tilapia. But looking at catfish is much better to work with than tilapia. Tilapia is very fragile. Yeah. Yes, when with catfish is thermo-aquatic. That means they can both live in the mud and they can also live in the fresh water. Okay. Yes, so catfish was preferable good to me. Yeah. So I chose catfish. Yeah.
So it means before you started, you got to learn about it.
Yes,
and
I had
to learn the practices.
Yes. At first, I didn't have any knowledge about catfish. Apart from knowing fish is a source of protein, yeah. There is so much a source of protein for everyone. I didn't have any knowledge about catfish, so I had to learn. I had to learn about it because this is a family business. Okay. Yes, and as we were about to venture into it, put so much money into it, you have to know something about it. Yeah. Otherwise, you can't just venture into it, then put your whole money into it. Then what if you run into a loss? Yeah. So I had to learn. I had to go for programs about it.
So how long have you been in the business?
Okay, that was after COVID. You see, when COVID came, everybody was so bored at home. Everyone wanted to do something to keep themselves busy. So just after COVID, then we had this, my husband and I had this business idea came into our minds. So that is when we started. So I would say from 2020, yes. But with that one, it was in the piloting stage. Okay. The whole place was not like this at first. So we started with this concrete tanks. Then, as time went on, we moved on to the tarpaulin tanks.
Right.
Yes.
How much would you say you invested to start with the 6 concrete tanks?
With these 6 concrete tanks, to tell you the truth, the investment that went into it, I cannot pinpoint and give it to you. Okay. But for a whole, let's say a 1 tarpaulin tank, yeah. A whole one, to set up a whole 1 tarpaulin tank, yeah, is around 5,000. 5,000
Ghana cedis.
Ghana cedis. Yes, that is without fingerlings.
Okay.
That is without fingerlings. So a whole tarpaulin tank like this for fingerlings can take about 1,000 of fish in it. Okay. Yes.
1 tank.
Yes, 1 tank. Right. And 1 fingerlings is just 1 cedi, 50 pesos. Okay. So by 1,000. So let's say for you to get a whole 1 tarpaulin tank with water, fingerlings, set it up, have to get about 22,000 Ghana cedis.
Wow.
Yes. So
for 1 tank.
For 1 tank.
It means it's more expensive to do it in the tank than in the concrete stage.
No, not precisely. It's more expensive for the concrete tank because this one you are using blocks, you are using cement, yeah, and a whole lot. Okay. That is why we don't even go on to do more of the concrete tanks, but rather went for the tarpaulin tanks. Okay. Because the tarpaulin tanks are foldable, they can be removed, yeah, at any time. But with this one, it becomes permanent. Yeah.
So generally, what's the capacity of fish you have at the moment? Can you tell us and give us?
Yes, we have about, I would say about 70,000 fish at the moment. But you see, each and every blessed time you come in, you will find some dead. Okay. Yes, you find some dead. So let's say for a whole month, you can get about, let's say, 300 or 200 fish that will die.
That would die? That would die. Okay. Is there a reason usually?
Yes, yes. At times it's due to pollution in the water. Okay. For your fish to grow big and grow fast, the water has to be clean.
Yeah.
The acidity content in the water has to be very good. So before you can even start the whole farm itself, you need to test the water.
Okay.
Take the water to CSIR for them to test it for you so that you can use the water. It's not just any water that you can use in farming. Yes, the water content, the acidity content, or the alkaline content has to be very good. Other than that, by the time you come back one morning, they've all floated up and they are all dead.
Yeah.
And you cannot do anything about it. So the water per se is one big challenge. Yes, or it's one big factor that any farmer has to look at very well.
Okay, I can see there's cleaning going on right now. How often do you have to do that?
Cleaning is done every month.
Okay.
Cleaning is done every month. You see, water also attracts this Spirogyra, right? And because we feed them, and you see fish, they urinate, they poo-poo, they do everything in the water.
Yeah.
Yes. And water is changed every 3 days. Every 3 days, water is changed. So you need to have water consistently at your farm. With us, we have a borehole.
So the setup is in a way in which the water, you don't have to fetch the water.
No, we don't fetch the water. We've connected it to these 2 poly tanks.
Okay.
So in case there is water shortage around, we can still pump water into the tanks.
Right.
Yes.
Is there a time where you've lost a lot of fishes at once?
Oh,
Have you experienced that?
Yes, we've experienced that. To tell you the truth, the day before we changed water, and the next day we came, they were just dying. So we still had to look at send the water back again for them to check it for us. And more so, we also had to treat inside the pond.
Okay.
Yes. We treat inside the pond. And also we have to treat the fish themselves.
Right.
Yes. And we treat the fish themselves by giving them dandelion.
Okay.
We blend it. Yes. And bitter leaf. Yes. Yes. Bitter leaf. We plug, so we have a whole lot of bitter leaf around us, which is natural. Yes. So we plug it, we blend it, then we pour it into it. That is when we have changed water like this. Yes. So it also gives them some kind of strength for them to survive in the pond.
Okay. Yes. This is a big farm, I would say. How do you acquire your fingerling? Do you have constant supply?
Yes, we have constant supply. At first, we were doing our own hatchery. Yes, we were doing our own hatchery, but we put a hold on it because now we have a lot. Okay. Yes. So if you want to buy fingerlings, we have a constant supply that we get the fingerlings from.
You mentioned earlier that to acquire one is 1 cedi 50
Yes, per fingerling.
Okay.
1 cedi 50. So if I want to fill 1,000 of this tank, 1,000 or 800 of this tank with fingerlings, yes, that is for one.
Okay.
Yes, and most of the time we buy more than that. We buy more than can buy. Can't buy 5,000 because we want to fill about 5 tanks. That is it.
Okay. So the price of the fingerlings is constant. You've not had the situation where
the price of the fingerling is constant because of the market price for farmers. For farmers on the farmers market. So the fish, they come in sizes.
Okay.
Yes, you cannot put all of them in one pond.
Right.
So if you look at this side, they are a bit bigger than these ones. Yes. And these are also smaller than these ones.
Okay.
Yes. So they come in sizes. You cannot put all of them. Yes. And we know the sizes with every 3 weeks. We have to do sorting.
Okay.
The sorting is taking them out and knowing the size so that we can grade them.
Okay.
For other than that, others will chew others.
Right.
The big ones will eat up others.
So when you bring the fingerlings, some grow faster than some?
Yes, some grow faster.
Is it
some
because
grow faster.
of what they eat? Is there a reason?
You see, when you put the feed in the pond,
Yeah.
survival for the fittest.
Okay.
Yes.
All
Yes.
right.
So others will grow faster, bigger than the others.
Okay.
Although they came the same day or they are the same size, but some will grow faster and some will grow bigger than others.
Generally, how long does it take them to grow enough for consumption?
Okay. Generally, from 4 to 6 months, it is good for consumption. That's when they become very big. It also depends on how you feed the fish.
Okay.
The constant attention you give to the fish. It's like the human body.
Yeah.
How attention or how good care you give to yourself, that's how you grow. Yes. So it's the same with the fish. How you feed it, how constantly you change the water, how you take care of the fish, that is how it makes it also grow up.
Right.
Other than that, you will not have the sizable one that you want. But most of the time too, we have the smoking size. The smoking size, which is from 3 months, to 4 months.
Yeah.
With those 3 to 4 months, we take them out and smoke it. Other people come to us for us to smoke it for them.
Okay.
Then they take it to the market or into their restaurants. Yes, for their own businesses.
All right. That's interesting. But what do you feed them? Fish feed.
Yes. What we feed them here mostly is a fish feed.
Okay.
Fish feed. We feed them with the pellets of fish feed.
Okay.
And also we also feed them with maggots, which I first told you is
Yeah.
a source
I was
of.
about to ask about that setup there. What
Yes.
is the reason?
Okay, that setup is a soldier fly setup.
Okay.
And with the soldier fly, they lay eggs, the larval legs,
Okay.
which produces maggots. And with the maggots, we sieve them up, boil them up, and add it up to their feed.
Okay.
Yes, to the feed. And there is also another source of feed we give them, which we prepare, which my able men prepare like banku.
Okay.
Yes, apart from that, we have the pellets that we give to them to eat their food.